welcome to Freelancers Coffee Break Podcast. I'm your host, Ali, and with my co-host, Mehmet Turan, we talk about freelancing. Welcome, Mehmet.
Hello.
So, today we're gonna talk about how to get rid of your clients that you don't want to work with.
It's not working for you and you want to end the relationship with your clients. How to do it gracefully. It may not be always graceful to do it, but still we'll try our best how to do it gracefully. Let's categorize on how to deal with these clients. And I like to go everything in methods. First of all, who is our client? Is our client a direct client or coming from an freelancer platform such as Upwork or Fiverr or anything like that? Because direct clients are usually much easier to get rid of. What you do is that you say, okay, after you finish the project, you deliver it, or you don't deliver it, but you refund the commencement fee if you have taken some, and say, okay, sorry, this is not working with us. I believe we are not a good fit. Let's end this relationship. Let's end our agreement. If you haven't delivered anything, you just, as I said, return the money and say, this isn't working for us. Let's, close this relationship. Or you finish a project, and if the client comes back again for a new project, you just say, sorry, last project didn't go as I expected. I don't think I'll be able to deliver what you are asking, and let's not work with us. But if you think the money is the problem in this direct client relationship, you can just say, sorry, I would like to work with you, but I believe the amount we agreed on in the previous project is not working for me. Can we make a new adjustment? Would that work for you? Let's say if it works for him or her, then you can set up this new agreement and go with it. If it doesn't work, you say goodbye. Sorry, it didn't work out. Bye-bye.
But there's like this type of client that you work with, but they don't want to pay.
Oh.
So, like, there's a case where you can, actually insist and persuade them to, give you something more than, if it's like a working relationship, I think this is achievable. Yeah, but sometimes you just have to let go, I guess.
Yeah, if they don't want to pay, that's a very difficult position. For direct clients, what I do, I start with a commencement fee. And if it's a first-time client, I usually ask minimum 70% of the whole project cost, so that
Upfront.
I won't have, upfront. Because you don't know him, and if he doesn't pay, you just work for free. Even if you take half, you are working for half the price. So there's no reason for that. If they trust you and so on, they usually people think, oh, no one would pay for it. But believe me, I had clients that paid the full amount, 100%, direct clients. Because I told them, we are working for the very first time, and would you pay 90% or the full amount? And if anything goes wrong, I'm ready to pay you back. And this is my website and so on. So everything is professional. And to my surprise as well, I had clients that paid 90% or 100% of the total amount. It depends on the project. For example, if it is a, let's say, $300 project or $500 project, for some people, that's a very easy to take risk. But if the project amount is $5,000, then things change, of course. Then you can ask for the 60% or 70% of the total amount. And as you progress and they say, okay, this is going well, you can ask the rest of it.
Okay.
And one final thing, there are also platforms that you can share your work without letting them download it. For example, if you have an Adobe account, most people, and you have this Creative Cloud account, they have something called frame.io. Did you know that?
Yeah. Yeah. It's great for sharing video,
photos, and even sound. And you can make them not listen it or watch it or do anything and leave their comments, but you can limit them not download it.
You can do the same with Google Drive.
But Google Drive, they'll download it.
No.
No?
Yeah. You can make it just view. So
I didn't know that. I only knew that you can still download it. I have to check it out.
Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah. Now you can download it in Google Drive.
Let me check.
Yeah. So for those cases, this kind of solutions are very practical. That way you limit them, just taking the work than not paying. You stop that kind of a risk. But still, you have to get that commencement fee because then it becomes like a test. If they don't like it, they don't lose anything. They'll say, I won't pay it because I don't pay anything. I don't like this. Go, But if you get 60%, 70%, or even half of it, at least they have invested in the project. You invest your time and they invest their money.
So on Google Drive, you just add someone as a commenter. So they can listen and they can comment, and that's it.
But they cannot download it?
Nope.
So you share something as a commenter, a sound file that works, will let our listeners know about it.
Okay. When it comes to my direct clients, you just used to bill them per episode. There's when someone comes with a reference, there's a trust there because you work with somebody they know and they were really, really happy with you. So they say good things about you, and then this guy comes to you, and then you start working with them, and so it's a win-win there. But I never, for example, in one case, they offered actually to prepay month, so I didn't even ask. When it's someone from, I don't know, never did it, like a client that has reached out. Oh, actually, I did. But Mehmet, it's just when the projects are bigger, that's I think where it's really, really important.
Yeah, but and if it's a regular client, then you already know that if he or she is paying. This kind of risk usually happen in first-time clients. Yeah. Afterwards, you are far more relaxed, I would say.
Yep, totally. How about Upwork clients?
Yeah, Upwork clients are another case because first of all, if you have taken the job and the client is keeping on asking for new things and, they send you a message and you wake up in the morning, you see the message because, I have to wear my eyeglasses but I see the name, when I wake up, first thing I do is that I check the phone if there's anything urgent. I look at it. If I see the name of the client,
you get the stress.
You get anxiety.
Yeah, you get the stress, right? You wake up
what he is asking again, kind of thing,
Yeah, but you don't even know sometimes, what is there,
Yeah.
Oh my God, so you're going through this too? Same. Yeah.
Exactly. So for that type of client, it's time for you to leave that client. If when you just see their name without seeing what he has asked under it, the best is to leave that client.
Oh my God, I'm talking about like for me, it's anything, when I wake up, all this shit I have to deal with. So, yeah, I just have to cancel life, I guess.
Yeah.
If that was the case, yeah.
Also on Upwork, there are clients that it's okay, but in time you progressed and they stayed the same. So those clients you have no issue with those clients, but they don't pay enough. So there are two different categories. One is the ones that don't pay enough, but overall you are happy to work with them. They don't create any issues for you. You're just not happy with what you are getting from them now. Maybe 2 years ago or a year ago or 5 years ago, they were good clients, but they don't excite you anymore. So for those clients, the best strategy would be to try to increase your rates. And at least if they just say, oh, I can't afford it, you just have a nice messaging or Zoom call and tell them, sorry, I have moved on. But of course, you won't say I've moved on. You'll say, sorry, there are lots of incoming clients and they are all paying me like this amount. And I'm very happy with you. We worked for this many times, this many years together. I would like to keep you as a client, but I can keep these rates for 2 more months, 1 more month or 3 more months. Then unfortunately, I have to leave if you cannot raise your rates to this. And then, you try to make it as political, as nicely as possible, because even if they leave you, they may go try other freelancers and understand that your rate,
they will come back.
you just want them to try other, even if they cannot, they decide they can't afford you, try other freelancers and understand they have made a mistake and reach back to you. So whenever you end this relation with these clients, you tell them, I'm here if in the future you change your mind or your budget increases, I'd be happy to talk again. And you end the relation like that.
Yeah. And that's like where usually when that happens, it's like a next step.
Yeah. You hope that they'll leave a good comment in your last project, or you just leave them to leave that comment and then give them the bad news that your rates are increased. In Upwork, it's always better for the project to be closed down. So there is no kind of they just leave a bad comment about you because you left them. You don't want that to happen.
No.
Even if inside you know that you are going to leave them, you don't tell them. You wait, the project is closed. If, for example, it's end of year, it's a good excuse. I'm trying to close all my projects for the end of year so that all reviews get in. So we can open a new project in new year or end of the quarter, beginning of the new quarter, etc. Find a good reason why you would like to end the project. And then there are other clients that just like the one I told you about, who has issues. There is always something new who, bring some drama all the time. So you are not happy to work them. Money is not the problem, or money, maybe if they triple or maybe increase it to 5 times, it might be okay, but still you're not happy with those clients. They always bringing new issues.
Yeah, there's
you had those kind of clients.
There's that because, like, if you're leaving it, for example, type of bad client, like who always like interrupts what you're trying to do when you're the only one that can help them, you know? Sometimes there's a team and all you have to do is like for me, the sound engineering part, for example. But then, yeah, with some clients, it's only me. So, but then they start questioning like, yeah, your capabilities. So, but that's because they don't know. And it's a back and forth with revisions and, you know, it's just unnecessary drama, I think. Yeah.
They send, even if they know that you have 2 rounds of revisions, they keep on sending revisions. They don't understand it. Sometimes they send you YouTube links asking you to do it like that. YouTube link of another, for example, retoucher who had, can you do that part of the work like that? So why don't you do it? If you know, if you can watch and do it, and they look every tiny bit and try to correct all those details. Anyway, you are not happy with it. So the best strategy is for you to wait until the project has ended, and you look at how, if they are market nicely or not. Because if you are Upwork top rated or top rated plus, if they leave a bad review, you can get it removed. Or like the one I told you, like I guess around 1 month ago in December, because my projects fall a lot, drop a lot in December. So my gut told me that I shouldn't take the job, but I took it because there was no job at the time. And then I regretted it.
Mehmet, and I have a question. I have a question for you. So, for example, when you talk about like market rates of a certain business, for example, take photo retouching or podcast editing, right? So what people do is, I guess, they just go and check what people's rates are, and then they just know what the range is. Like like $5 to $150. You can find a freelancer in da. So, but there's also the fact that like a guy who's making $15 an hour is making more money than I'm making. I'm like $50 an hour right now. Like that's on my Upwork profile. Like if I'm working on a project, it's like $100 an hour right now because I'm doing it in a way practical, a way more practical way, So basically, like I'm like comparing 3 years before and now. So the speed that I, got into. So
other rates doesn't make sense from the client side as well as freelancer side.
Yeah. So there was this like, there's this difference, right? So, and on the other hand, like there are people who will do it for cheap. But I guess, that's when like, what are you looking for? Because then you're at this level where, it's a lot different right now for like whatever you're doing for the client, Never look at, rates of others because it's just like, for me, it's just like demand. So, it's like you said, like it's the gut feeling and the demand I get determines, what the rate is going to be, basically. It's only normal, isn't it? That's not like that. Isn't that how like it naturally grows?
Exactly.
In the most organic way,
When you go out and want to buy a bread, what's the easiest thing? Bread. you go out bread and you don't care how long it took the baker, how long it took him to cook that bread. You don't care about it.
Yeah.
You just say, okay, the value of the bread is this, and you decide to buy it or not to buy it. Or the iPhone or the company. You don't care how they did it. You just decide if this value is right for you or not. You're ready to pay to buy that computer from $1,000 or go another model that is sold for $500. And you just say, okay, no. You don't say, oh, Apple made it in 2 hours and the others made it in 3 hours or 5 hours. You don't care those things. So maybe for a beginner freelancer, hourly rates make sense, but afterwards, it's just you say, I do it for this much, and the client says, okay, I can pay it that much, or no, thank you, this is not good for me. It doesn't bring enough value. $150 or $500 is not the right price for me. I was expecting 300, and it doesn't bring that value to me. And then he moves on. I think fixed rate
really tough when when you have this like relationship with this client who has like a part in your achievements, because they work with you work with them, whatever. But yeah, so when the time comes, if you do let go, it's just not the end of the world. It's just when you're saying no to something, you're just saying yes to something else. And that's usually a better deal than what you would have gotten from them.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I've been freelancing for now almost 10 years, 9 years past. And I'm sure I left close to 100 people so far. Maybe most of them very nicely, sorry, those rates don't fit me anymore, and we parted. Sometimes I just may send them the new offer and never heard them back from them. And they didn't even reply. Sometimes people get upset when they hear your new rates, even if you would like to work. I know, because when I started, it was $20.
They don't like
$20.
They hate that. They hate giving more money. Sometimes
you also hate giving more money.
Like sometimes, for example, I do hate it too, but I love it at the same time. Because it's good. Money is good for everybody. Whoever's got money is just like more resources to do stuff. So yeah, why not? So it's odd to me when you just everybody expects this to happen to them, but they don't want to do it for people. So I guess that's beyond business, Mehmet. Yeah.
Yeah. So let's wrap it up quickly because we are approaching to half an hour. If that person is a nice person, try to be very political, expect him to return back, give him all the conditions that he may just come back in the future. Or that person, you don't like to work with him. You wait for him to finish the project. You try to finish the project. You wrap it up. You get your money and the Upwork contract. And then if he comes back again, you say, sorry, I don't want to take new jobs with you. I believe we are not a good fit. There's no reason for us to work again. If the project is going like hell for you, the most strategic thing is end the contract yourself and refund all the money, because when you refund all the money in time or fixed fee, doesn't matter, on Upwork doesn't let them to leave a review, because when you end the contract, but you
as
end the
long
contract,
as you're not paid, you're good.
Yes, you're good. Upwork may decrease your GSS score a bit, but 1 point or 2 points. It's not life-threatening, I believe, because they will leave a very bad comment if otherwise. So it's better you end the contract, refund all the money, and they won't be able to leave any comment. And you will write to Upwork, you are ending the contract because of this reason. Then Upwork decides if they are going to drop your score or not, based on your comments. Try to give a good explanation. Don't write anything dramatic. Just because of these points, I am not satisfied with these clients, because it happened to me, as I told you a month ago.
They look at your comments on clients.
No, they look at your comment, but it's not the comment seen. They are asking, why are you ending the contract? It's just say it's for Upwork to see.
And then they read all of those when?
They are probably once you end the contract, their support staff looks at it and decide if they are going to drop your GSS score or not because of it.
So for a bad review.
No, it's not because of bad review. Because if you leave it blank, let's say you leave that part blank and you end the contract, you don't get any money. No one leaves any review, but that costed Upwork money, because let's say it was a $500 project, 10%, $50 is lost by Upwork. So Upwork would penalize you. But if you write,
hold up, if you're paid, how does Upwork like lose money? Like, because they take the money before you even get it. They're like, here,
let's say it was a $500 project. Okay, in $500 project, $50 is Upwork's. But you say, this is a very bad client, I don't want to work with him, and
you refund.
Yeah, you refund the money. So Upwork has lost that $50. They have to return all the money. For them, they lost money because you didn't complete the project.
So your job success score depends on that.
Yes.
Yeah.
They may decrease your score 1 or 2 points, or they may not touch it. For example, I ended the contract. I wrote a very short, but the reason why I ended the contract, I said the client's brief was not like this. It was an very problematic client, so and so. And I gave the client, I wouldn't work with this client ever. And it's been 1 month. Upwork didn't decrease my score. They found it probably acceptable.
Okay.
But I had cases where they dropped my score, where I canceled the project. No one left a review, but Upwork decreased my GSS score. So it's up to them to decide to drop it or not.
I see. Yeah. Yeah. So the job success score is really, really important. But Mehmet, I never deal with refunds. I never did. It gets things kind of, I like to guarantee things. So I'm like, I'm absolutely sure that I'm going to leave this like really bad rating. And when that happened, so I just make sure I'm eligible to, get a comment fully removed. So I can just make the killer move and, just leave that 1 star and that review or why, I'm ending the contract. And yeah, I did that once, and yeah, also, that was satisfying.
That's a good strategy. Once you get the money, you finish that milestone, but they don't end the contract. You wait a little bit, okay, maybe 2 weeks, and you don't want to work with that client, but they didn't end the contract. You end it yourself. Usually these people don't write a review when someone else ends the contract, because they receive an email that your contract has ended. click here and, leave a comment. They don't, bother with leaving a comment. Then, but you have left the comment. 2 weeks pass and they haven't left any comments. So the comments go on live. You are without a comment, no effect to you, but they receive 1 star, 2 stars, whatever. That's also a perfect scenario.
Yep.
But just don't do it just as you get your milestone is done. Leave a bit of time so they forget it. Time passes out of it, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then just as they forgot about that project, you end the contract. You got your money.
Oh my God. That's a trick.
I did that a few times as well.
Just, go rogue and that's, Well, I'm just like trying to, for me, like some of my clients, I'm just trying to like, sustain and be able to serve. And it's just like we always come to an agreement this way or another, and it's just like growing in parallel. But so I guess when you really want to end the contract, it just has to be a no, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like really big red flags.
Yeah.
So on, So it's rare. Actually,
we should also talk about red flags sometime. When you should never take a job. When we never talked about it, right?
Yeah, we did.
Because
maybe
stopping before taking a job is better than getting into a job and trying to stop it.
Yeah. Tiring stuff, but let's go. All right then.
So if our listeners or viewers have any questions, we have a LinkedIn group, Freelancers Coffee Break. Just become a member of it, and you can ask your questions or submit any article that you find interesting, or you can just write under the comments of this YouTube podcast.
Yep.
Anything else?
Yeah, we'll see you on the next one.
Yeah, see you. Bye-bye.